Okay, so now we're going to dive into image dimensions and sizes and how that kind of plays a part in everything that we're talking about. So basically, site load times are important for SEO and for usability. When a site loads fast, it's indexed faster and it's also easier to browse the site. Images have a large impact on our website's load speeds. This is especially true when you have large images on your site, but then you display them at really small dimensions. So for example, if you have a 2000 by 1000 pixel image, but you're only showing it at 200 by 100 pixels, the entire image size still has to load even if you're displaying it at that smaller size. So that could really be creating a lot of bloat on your website and slowing things down. So for best results, we want to scale the image to whatever size that we want to display it at. WordPress helps make this a lot easier by offering the image in different sizes after we upload it. Also, if we wanted to adjust that very quickly, we can use their default settings right here. So they have their thumbnail sizes, you have your medium size, you have your full size, whatever the full size image is. And then you have a custom size where you can put in your custom dimensions right here. So that's one way that you can make that really easy for yourself by doing that. But the main thing, the thing that doesn't occur automatically through WordPress is the compression. So compressing that file size. We still need to do that so that it reduces our site load time. So the way that we would go about doing that is through a plugin. You can either use Smush Image Optimizer or also Image Optimizer. That's the one I'm going to be showing you here today. That's what I have installed. I've used both though. I've used Smush and I've used and they both work equally well. So over here, I'm inside Image Optimizer in the settings, and there's just a couple of things that you're going to want to change. So first of all, we're here in the basic settings tab. You could go ahead and insert a cloud optimization API key, but you will have to purchase that. It does improve the experience a wee bit, but again, that comes at a cost. But however, it's not a make it or break it. I use this for free and I don't have any issues. So the first thing that you're going to want to go ahead and change is you're going to want to click this box where it says remove metadata. Now don't freak out. This has nothing to do with your SEO metadata. Your image alt text and your image titles are still going to be there. That has nothing to do with this. What this is talking about is your EXIF data that's within your image, that's hidden within your images. A lot, and we're going to talk about this more later, but basically with every picture that you take, like let's say that you're doing all your own photography and you're taking all of your own images, or maybe even you're getting real photographs from someone else. With every photograph that you take, there is metadata that is stored inside those photos. That's what we're talking about removing right here. And that actually does create a lot of bloat if we leave that in there. There's also other reasons for privacy's sake of why we want to go ahead and remove some of this data. So I like to check this box, remove all metadata. I like to leave these settings right here, just simply lossless compression. You could go ahead and change it to maximum, but the reason I don't do that is because you could actually see some deterioration in the quality of the image. So I'm just going to keep it default exactly what it is. Going to go ahead and save those changes and then go over here to advanced settings. The JPEG quality level should be about an 85. You could go up to 95 if you wanted to. Nothing else here. I don't change any of these other settings here. The thing that you could go ahead and do if you wanted to is you could insert a separate folder on your computer that you wanted to optimize that's not already uploaded to your media file or your media library. So that's one little cool feature that they have here. Go ahead and click save, and then we're going to go over to resize settings. I don't actually change anything in this tab. I leave everything as is. If you know that you want to resize your images to a certain dimension all across the board, you can do that right here, and that'll automatically resize everything for you. When it comes to, these are like disabling resizes. I don't worry about this at all. I don't use really any of these things, so you can just leave that as it is. Now, over here in the conversion settings tab, we do have a few things that we're going to change. I like to delete the originals because this could keep your site bloated if you don't remove those original images, right? It's like it's like going on a diet, but you don't remove any of the junk food from your house. You just buy a whole bunch of health food. So now you have the junk food and the health food. So what we want to do here is we want to remove the junk images that have the file sizes that are too big. So that will actually help to actually reduce our site's load times. And then here, I like to enable PNG to JPEG conversion. The reason I do this is because PNG files can tend to be larger, and they can eat up a lot of your they can just basically they'll slow your site down. So that's why I like to go ahead and convert all of my PNGs to JPEGs. However, this can come at a cost if you have images that have a lot of transparent backgrounds that you've used on your site. So that is just one warning about that. But that's also why you can go ahead and say JPEG background color, and you can change it to, you know, set whatever you desire. And again, it's saying here, you know, the background color is only used if the PNG has a transparency. If you don't have transparencies, or you know, PNGs that have transparencies on your site, you don't have to worry about that. So simply hit save changes, and now we are all ready to go with that. In here in the WP, I don't change any of these settings at all, so you can simply skip that and leave it as is. Now, to go into the actual optimization, let's just go here into media. And I have all these images here. In fact, I even still have images that are from the theme, right? And sometimes a lot of these images aren't optimized automatically. So sometimes when you are, you know, installing a new theme, or you install that demo data, then a lot of these could be actually bloating your site without you realizing it, just because you left them in here. So you can either delete them, or you can simply mass compress everything, which is what we're going to do. We're going to go into bulk optimize, and now I could force re-optimize, which means even previously optimized images will be, that means that they'll all be re-optimized. If we left this box unchecked, then the previously optimized images would just be skipped over. So however you want to do it is perfectly fine. Before I get into this, I'm actually going to do a site speed test. I'm going to test my site speed, see where we're at with that, and then I'm going to come back and I'm actually going to then optimize. Now, just as a little precursor to give you guys, I've already done this once on my website. However, I have uploaded other images since that time, so I'm sure there's things that could be compressed. But I just wanted to give you guys that little tidbit as a word of warning, because you may not see the site speed drop significantly for me, because I have already optimized these images for the most part. Okay, so here we are back again inside of our little optimizer, optimizer, and it is all finished optimizing all 1,300 of my photos. So I am just checking my site speed now to see if it reduced it at all. And honestly, it didn't. I was already doing okay. I was already really pretty much optimized for all of my photos already. So that's why I even warned you guys in the beginning. It's probably not going to reduce it too much because I was already pretty much optimized. But it looks like some of these other servers are having some problems, but that's not anything on my end to be concerned with. But So yeah, it didn't reduce my personal website speed because I was already pretty optimized, but I'm sure if you have not gone through and reduced your image sizes, then I am sure for you guys it will definitely help condense that site speed and make everything a lot faster for you. So that's something that you definitely want to do. And there's really nothing more that needs to be done. This is just the optimization log that's showing each one of the photos, and even it tells you like how much it was reduced by. So I don't know, you can use that for whatever it's worth.